Hey, it's Marley from the Energy Boutique with your energy forecast for Saturday, January 8th. So another disclaimer, I just want to thank every single one of you who reached out with love and support yesterday. I know it was hard to listen to. It was definitely hard to get through. And unfortunately, I am going to postpone and reschedule the ascension forecast that normally we do in a live chat on Friday evenings. I am going to postpone that to Saturday, January 8th, again at 8:30 p.m. So I will definitely go into a little bit more depth about what I'm going through, and I know I'm not the only one going through it. And until then, I want to just thank you for your patience, your understanding, your love, and your support. So today we do have the moon moving out of this Piscean energy and moving into Aries energy. And this is going to set us up for our first quarter moon in Aries energy, which is going to help us to release, to purge, to let go of some of the pain and the trauma and the cycles and the chapters that, of course, have been rising to the surface for our acknowledgement, for our integration, and to give us a little bit of a new lease on life, a new perspective, new energy to work with. So we do have 10 aspects taking place here today, and 8 of them involve the moon. The moon is going to make a very harmonious aspect with the sun, and this is going to put us in a really good position for us to kind of take on a different perspective. Yes, sometimes the darkness needs to happen in order to really show us the light. Yes, sometimes that pain needs to take place in order to turn it into power, and this is the kind of aspect that is really going to help us shift our perspective, shift our vibration, shift our understanding on the events that are unfolding, and of course help us raise our vibration into one more of empowerment. The moon sextiles the true node, which of course is our destiny point. And yeah, we have a lot of re-editing and revision to do to our plans because of some of the recent events, some new information and details that have emerged. We definitely have to reconfigure some elements on what our future path is actually going to look like. The moon is bumping into Venus, and this is a beautiful aspect because later on today we actually have our Venus energy, who is in a retrograde in Capricorn, making a star point. I am going to throw up a little bit of a pattern on what Venus looks like as she moves through her orbit in a direct position, in her retrogrades over the years, and when she conjuncts with the sun. This is a very important time. Not only does it initiate Venus coming out of her shadow in the darkness, in the depths of the underworld, and making her way back up into the sky as a visible morning star, but it does kind of initiate a brand new emotional cycle now that we have definitely faced the shadow parts, faced that darkness, faced that pain. We are coming out of it. This is where we climb our asses out of the bottomless pit that we've been in, and the orbit pattern is actually really beautiful. So I am going to throw that up on the screen, but I got a little bit ahead of myself. First, we have the moon bumping into Venus, really opening our eyes up to the emotional depths of some of the different life lessons that we are definitely going through at this particular point. And this helps us reevaluate in our emotions, our values, our worth, what is important, the bare basics, the bare minimum of what it is that we need to be doing to nurture ourselves, to love ourselves, especially with the relationships that show up for us. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge, you guys have shown up for me in a huge way, and I can't wait to address that in the ascension forecast. So this moon element bumping into Venus is definitely going to put things in perspective for us with a new value system that we are going to integrate in each and every single one of the days of our life, and really focus more on creating more love and joy and unity and harmony and pleasure and happiness in all that we do. The moon is going to bump into Jupiter, though, in not the quietest, nicest aspect. And although Jupiter is about growth, is about expansion, is about blessings and abundance, Jupiter is in Pisces, making this a very interesting, very intense spiritual time. And the life lessons, the growth, the expansion that we're currently going through, especially in our heart chakras, in our emotional cycles, is not pleasant. Of course, many of us only learn these particular life lessons through hardships, and this particular aspect is reminding us of the hardships. Why? So that we can pluck out the silver linings and we can adopt the attitude of gratitude, which is love, which is raising our vibration, which is, turning that pain into power, turning that darkness into light. And as spiritual warriors, that is what this life is all about. The moon sextiling Mercury is going to totally shift our inner narrative, totally give us a new lease on life with these new perspectives, and of course be able to communicate a little bit more with confidence, with clarity, hopefully without our voices shaking. I'm talking about myself at this point, in order to actually release some of these aha moments, these emotional triggers and activations, this huge depth of understanding, especially where, the dots get connected with Mercury now in Aquarius. This is very visionary, but it's also a very high understanding of the greater meaning, the greater purpose of some of the experiences that we had to go through, of course, in order to find our strengths, to find new value, to find a new sense of love. The moon bumps into Pluto, and this is definitely going to help us boss up emotionally, mentally. The great transformer, of course, likes to highlight the painful experiences in order to give us an opportunity to turn that pain into power. And of course, it has to start on the psyche level. Then we take it into the heart space and we have a brand new understanding, getting those two on the same page. And then, of course, we can see the shift take place in our physical reality. It's not going to feel good, though. And of course, these particular life lessons never do. The moon is going to conjunct with Chiron, now very much in Aries, showing us where it is that we had to let go of old attachments, where our ego was concerned. And again, just as I'm going through these planetary aspects, I'm kind of thinking about what's going on in my own life, and damn, it really is written in those stars, whether you want to believe it or not, it is there. So yeah, we're definitely coming into a very raw and authentic understanding of what it is that we have had to be disconnected and detached from in our physical realm, that is kind of setting us up for a new lease on life, a new opportunity to redefine who it is that we are without these particular aspects, really kind of contributing to our overall sense of self. So here's where things get interesting. Venus is going to be bumping into Mars. Of course, Venus, the feminine divine energy, Mars, the masculine divine energy. Venus is in a retrograde in Capricorn, really kind of going through the darkness, the shadow sense of self, figuring out what is important, especially where relationships are concerned, that power struggle. And of course, Mars in Sagittarius is just on a quest for new adventures, for new meaning, new truth, new purpose. And this particular aspect, although is a tension point, it is a pressurized system in order for us to have an aha moment, a true moment of understanding on where it is that we are going to shift our energy, emotions, and perspective from here. This is where Venus conjuncts the sun. This is the star point that I was talking about earlier. This is a brand new emotional cycle, a brand new value cycle, a brand new relationship cycle, a brand new money cycle. This is essentially when Venus takes a breath from where it was that she was definitely dying and struggling to breathe and keep herself going. And this is where she musters up all that courage and she says, you know what, screw it. I am not going to lay down. I am not going to continue to be kicked. I am going to rise again. And that is exactly what she is going to be doing. She is going to be going direct on the 29th. She is going to be re-emerging slowly but surely in the night sky. And we are definitely going to have a new lease on life, a new understanding, a new emotional perspective. The moon is going to end off the day with a little bit of a tension point with Uranus. And of course, Uranus is the great awakener. He likes to show us the big picture. And this particular aspect is going to kind of muddle with our emotions just a tad. Of course, with all the previous activations in the day, we are, really trying to push forward, really trying to detach from some of the pain and trauma that we've been having to face in order to reemerge as our brand new selves. And like I've been talking about, we take one step step forward, and those darker force energies like us to take one step back. And so the moon bumping into Uranus in this way is definitely going to cause a little bit of confusion, especially where our emotions are concerned. It can become very overwhelming. We can become very undecided on what it is that we need in this moment to feel safe, to feel secure, to feel taken care of and nurtured. It is a little bit of a cluster F in our heart space, but as we've been exploring, sometimes we need the chaos in order to find a brand new clarity.